Well, Phil, just tell us a little bit about the pressure on that penalty for your hat-trick, the last kick of the game, and to secure a draw today.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure there, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I've took loads of penalties, and I knew I had to trust my technique and not let the whole situation get on top of me, which was quite difficult, really, because if you think about what was going through my mind, not just everyone else's, I had to actually take the penalties. You know what I mean? But as I say, I've took loads in my past and been pretty successful. So I had to just focus in and trust my technique.
Well, that was a great finish, and so were the first two. I mean, tell us about both goals. Let's go through them one by one. The first one, great ball in from the other veteran, from Jamie Milligan.
Yeah, well, it's funny that, because he's been picking me out like that since we were about 15 years old. I'm not telling you lies, because as soon as he come to his left foot and he opened up, that's when I knew I had to make me run, because he can put a ball on a sixpence. And that's exactly what he did. When I received it, I was a little bit off balance, actually. And it might have looked a little bit unorthodox, but I think if I'd tried to get myself back up on my feet or balanced, I might have been closed down by the keeper, so I knew I had to take it early. Luckily enough, the way I kicked it had a little bit of bend on it, just to take it inside the post, so that gave us a lift just before half-time. But I mean, Lordy said himself after the game, who wrote that script, I mean, it was just one of them games, wasn't it?
Tell us about your second goal, though, as well, because I mean, the skill involved in that, on your wrong foot, effectively, your left foot, a controlled side foot half volley, not an easy skill with any foot.
Yeah, I don't know really what happened, to be honest. I mean, I think I was closing the full back down, they ended up getting a cross in, and it come out to Duxie, and then I seen the full back, he was gone, you know what I mean? He couldn't stay with me, so I knew when I got in that gap, I was free, and I seen Duxie pick me out, and I don't think I had the time to take a touch, so I just went for it. Luckily enough, I got a good contact and it flew in. So at that point, we were a little bit down in the dumps, and that gave us enough confidence really to go for it. Then when I asked the referee how long was left, he said 17 minutes as well. So there was plenty of time to get back in. And I think the spirit we showed in the last 20-25 minutes was fantastic. I mean, getting clapped off like that after drawing at home, who could ask for more?
Well, even at 3-1 down, the fans were still right behind you today, and that gives you some heart and encouragement.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've been fantastic all season. I think sometimes, when things aren't quite going your way and the pitch is bobbly and you're under the caution, people are giving the ball away, there can be a couple of moaners and groans, and that's only fair, do you know what I mean? Because they pay the money and they come to this club that's been so great for so long. They're fed up with it. And it's rightly so, because they deserve better. And hopefully one day this club will turn around for good, and once it starts motoring, there will be no stopping it. And for the lads that are here now, we've got to do everything we can to be part of it. So there's a little bit of that little bit of spirit that this club has got burning slowly underneath. Come through, and it was great to see everyone at the end really, enjoyed the result, not the victory.
It's interesting because Alan Lord has been such a big believer in young players, and he's got a team with quite a lot of them in there, but today it was the older heads perhaps that caught the eye, and right down the spine, Stephen O'Halloran, Jamie Milligan, yourself, and you need that blend, don't you?
I think you do, yeah. Lordy does fantastic with his youth policy here at the club, with his connections that he has, and puts a lot of work in, and produces players that are good enough to play for us. So there's a lot of credit that needs to go in there. But I think just to bind it all together, you need a couple of old heads, and just to get a few little digs in to keep people's ribs if they start getting above the station or start drifting off into the comfort zones and stuff like that. And I know some of the young lads will be fed up of me shouting at them, but I won't stop, because it's all for their benefit and the benefit of the team. And I think Steve, as you mentioned, Steve's been a model pro this season, being out with the team for so long and sticking with it. And once he's come back in, he's been fantastic for us. And Jamie himself, I mean, I know all about Jamie. As I said before, I've known him since I was a kid, and he will be a very good player for us.
19 goals now for the season for Phil Jevons, which is a terrific record.
Yeah.
We were a bit surprised perhaps even to see in the team, though, because I know you got up your sick bed this week just to turn up for training on Thursday.
Well, wasn't that dramatic? No, well, I've got a couple of issues at home. There's, my little boy isn't sleeping through I'm downstairs on the couch. You know, I'm coaching at Everton every day, and you know, I think the whole thing just got on top of me, and I was just a little bit exhausted the other day, and I just got a fever from it, you know what I mean? So I mean, when I spoke to Alan, he just said give it a rest Tuesday. You know, I wasn't quite right, and you know, I was okay to train on Thursday, and then that was the end of that.
And today, as I say, your 19th goal of the season, the match ball to take home.
Yeah.
You're still clearly enjoying your football. Is there another season in Phil Jevons?
I hope so, yeah. We'll have to sit down and talk with Lodi and Ryan, but I don't see any reason why not.
Top man, well listen, well done today. You'll enjoy that beer tonight, will you?
Thanks very much.
Well
Cheers.
done.